So laying on down, have that blanket or pillow nearby, and we're gonna lay on that underneath our hips. So bend your knees, bring your feet on the floor. And then with your blanket, it can be kind of skinny, or you can roll it up so that it's like a little burrito blanket roll. Or if it's just your pillow, then just have that off to the side. Press into your feet to lift your hips up and slide that blanket, pillow, or whatever underneath the lower spine. So not the curve in the low back, but beneath your sacrum. So the triangle bone at the bottom of the spine, kind of where the belt line is, where you would wear a belt. Or maybe a little lower if you're wearing low-rise jeans, since high-rise are in fashion these days. Got my mom jeans. Hi there. And then from here, just tuck your shoulders underneath you, let your arms rest down by your side, close your eyes, and just start to take some nice deep breaths. So filling up into the belly, your ribs, and feeling the chest lift. Maybe an open mouth exhale, and just start to feel your upper back rest heavily. Inhaling and feel the whole front of your body just rise and lift. And so you're expanding, bringing oxygen deeper inside, stretching the breath. And then exhale with an open mouth, just get heavier and relax against the back side of your body. And take a few more breaths like this, just trying to stretch your breath. So feeling the lungs expanding and opening more with an inhale, and exhale, just rest, but start to engage in the abdominal muscles a little bit at the bottom of that breath to get more air out. And so you're expelling stale air, making room for more fresh oxygen coming inside, deepening the breath, engaging the core. Notice the engagement in the front of your core, but also can you feel anything engage in the back of your body, right? Where the low back is lifted off of the floor, maybe not quite on that blanket. Or can you feel anything also engaged by your hips at the bottom of that exhale? And so just starting to internalize your awareness, feeling the breath flowing continuously. And if you forget about the fact that you're taking deep breaths, right, and you lost that, just no big deal, right? The practice is simple. You just observe and then remind yourself of this next breath and be intentional with it. Maybe start to count how many seconds it takes to fill up. Maybe it's 4 or 5 seconds. Maybe try to match that number with your exhale. Feeling the core engaged to push more air out. Good. A few more breaths like that. And you can be breathing in and out of the nose or in the nose, out the mouth. 2 more big intentional breaths. And then last full inhale, feeling the belly and your ribs in your chest, and hold the breath at the top now. Breath retention at your capacity, so sip up the air. Hold it, sip it, stretch the ribs, feel the skin stretch. And then an open mouth exhale, push all that stale air out. Get emptier, and then let breath fill in naturally. And then empty you out whenever it feels natural. Now let breath just happen. Let it just come and go without controlling it. And start to relax the eyelids, relax the fibers around your eyes and your cheeks and jaw. And just feel yourself landing right where you are. Okay, arriving here in the space and this time that you've dedicated to yourself. And then we'll slowly bring some movement in, right? Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and then press into the feet. Feel that connection of pushing into the bottoms of your feet. Lift your hips a little, slide that thing, the apparatus out from underneath you. Roll your spine all the way back down so your hips drop. And then from here, drop your knees together. Let your feet open as wide as your mat or wider than your hips. Open your arms out to a T or a cactus T if you have something in your way, and start moving your knees to the right and left. Being gentle about anything that may be next to you, or mindful, also gentle. And then you can start to gaze, so rock your head into the opposite direction of where your knees are going. And so you're starting to create a little rotation through your spine, Feel that pressure right where that blanket or pillow was on the lower back as you rock your knees side to side, you're swaying on your hips, bringing pressure to the outer glutes, the outer hips. Good. And then pause here, bring your feet together, bring your knees into your chest, squeeze them in. So hold on to your knees and shins, maybe you're behind your sides, and start squeezing your knees in. Bring your head up so your nose is reaching to your knees. And then just relax your head and shoulders. Hold on to the right leg and let your left leg go long, reaching up to the ceiling through the heel, and then drop that leg all the way down to the floor. So your toes now are just pointing to the ceiling. Tuck your shoulders underneath you and start squeezing the right knee out towards your right shoulder. You can circle that ankle. Take a nice full breath into your belly. Exhale, feel your navel pull down or push down into the lower back. So you're still engaging your core with the exhale or with the exhale. Feeling deeper breaths fill into the belly in and around your organs. Rotate your ankle in the other direction if you haven't already. And then among all of this effort of being here, stretching in this position, just relax your face. Find a sleeping face, right? Like your face is so neutral, it's just like blah. No engagement or anything in your cheeks or jaw. Your tongue is relaxed. Good. And then let's switch legs. Bring your left knee in first. Switch the clasp. So if you've interlaced your fingers, change that up. And then release that right leg long onto the floor, toes pointing up. And that right leg is active. You're pushing through the bottom of the foot. Do you feel a little stretch in your inner thigh? Start to squeeze the left knee out towards the left shoulder. Tuck your shoulders under you so your chest is broad. And circle the left ankle. Take a few deep breaths. Feeling in as much as you can. Exhaling, engaging the belly to push more stale air out. Move your toes, move the ankle in another direction. Good. Bring the right knee in. Again, squeeze, bring your nose up to your knees like a tiny ball. And then relax your head and shoulders and drop your feet down to the floor. Feet are hip distance and your hands are by your side, palms on the ground. Start to push into your feet, lift your hips up so we're coming into bridge pose. Tuck your shoulders underneath you one at a time. Keep tucking them until you feel like you can't possibly tuck those shoulders under you anymore. And then interlace your fingers underneath you, interlacing your hands. Press the pinky edges of your hands and your upper arms into the floor like a lever to help you push your hips up higher. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips higher. Feeling that back bend starting to move up and towards the upper back into your chest. Full breath into the belly, ribs and chest here. Open mouth, exhale. Another full breath in, filling, stretching the skin. Exhale here. Find the weight neutral on your feet, so push into the big toe too. Last deep breath. Release your hands, slowly ripple your spine down, very mindfully dropping one vertebrae at a time. Lift your heels so that you can drop your hips flat. Good. And once you're down there, drop your knees together again. Open your arms out to a T or cactus T. Windshield, wipe your knees to the right and to the left. Feeling maybe a little different this time. So feet are as wide as the mat, knees touching. Open those feet mat. Yes. And then we'll pause in the center, open the knees wide, bring the bottoms of your feet together. And then hands are on your upper thighs and press your thigh bones forward towards the front of the mat. So you're trying to push the bones out of your hip sockets, right? Feeling space in that lower back. You're doing self-traction here, really therapeutic. Take a nice deep breath in, like you're feeling oxygen into those hips. And as you exhale, just relax that push. And then bring your knees back up, bring them into your chest. Squeeze one more time, nose to your knees. And then relax your head and shoulders, hold behind your thighs and start rocking up and down your spine. So coming all the way up and then rocking all the way back, maybe towards your upper back. And you can rock to the left of the spine, right? So the knees go in the left direction or to the right of the spine, and just be careful. And then once you feel good, we're gonna pause, balancing on our sit bones, boat pose. Hands can come behind you to start, fingertips on the floor. Press into your hands to puff your heart forward, rolling your shoulders down and on the back. Lift your calves parallel to the floor. And you can stay here, engaging your core, or test it out, reach your arms forward. And if your back starts to round here, then just use your hands to support you, pushing and lengthening. So find a nice long spine coming out of the hips. Take a full breath, feel like there's a string on your heart, lifting your heart higher. And then as you exhale, tighten your tummy. Just 2 more big breaths. Engage your core. Find a nice neutral face, so relax or smile. And then cross your ankles, plant your feet, inhale the arms all the way up, and then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Plant your hands on the floor and start walking your hips back one at a time. So you create space between your shins and your hips. Once you feel good, press into your hands, lift your chest a little. Feel like you're trying to lengthen your spine, feeling your heart center pull forward, and then engage your belly as you exhale and start reaching further forward and rest your head heavy. Take a couple deep breaths into the mid and upper back. Engage your belly as you exhale. So you're pulling the navel in and you're pressing the organs against your back body to create more of a stretch, more space in that low back to get out of it. And keep your core nice and tight at the bottom of that next exhale and roll all the way up, letting your head be the last thing to lift. So once you feel your hips root, stack your spine in a straight line, then roll the shoulders back. Circle your arms all the way up to the sun. And as you exhale, twist over to your right, drop the arms down. Left hand's on your right knee. Right hand is behind you. Press into that right hand, lift and lengthen your heart. And then as you exhale, engage your belly and start to gently twist. Gaze back. Notice if you're leaning back into that right hand, so rather press into that hand to push your heart forward. So heart's over your pelvis. Engaging the belly, exhale, and we're rotating. Good, another full breath. Squeeze the belly in as you exhale. Relax the shoulders. Good, inhale, lift the arms up, face forward. Exhale, twist first to the left, so you're using your core strength to rotate your spine, and then drop your arms down. Left hand's right behind your lower back to help act like a kickstand. And then as you exhale, let your elbows bend so that will help you to drop your shoulders a little. Full inhale, puffing your heart center up. Engage your belly to help you rotate the spine, right? So the abdominal muscles are doing this rotation for you rather than just using your hands. Another big breath. And then inhale, both arms all the way up, reaching down. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Bring them all the way down. Let your eyes close. Pausing here. Palms meeting in front of your heart, and just take a moment to set an intention for yourself. This can just be a word or a phrase, maybe just to guide you through your practice or to support however you're feeling in your experience off of your mat, whatever is going on. I woke up this morning and I read news and then I got depressed. So I am just trying to manifest some positivity and light into my day. And so find whatever you need most in this moment just to support where you are at today. And take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, we'll release our hands down. Lengthen your legs long now. Let them come out in front of you. Scoot your hips back. Remove the flesh out from underneath you. Hands are a little bit behind you and just move your feet side to side, side to side. Just shake them left to right, left to right, left to right. And then do big circles, really exaggerating the movement of your ankles. Start to spread and scrunch your toes. Good. And then we'll pause. Bend your right knee. Reach for that knee to pull that foot in closer. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So you're kind of coming into like a figure 4 leg position. Right, press into your hands. Remove the hips out from underneath you or your glutes. Feel your spine grow tall and then engage your belly to help keep your spine tall. Then from here, you can start to move your hands to the knee and ankle. Right, take a big breath. Engage the belly. And then we're just going to thread your left hand with your right finger. Wait, your left hand with your right foot. Toes. So bring each finger in between every single toe. Right? You probably don't do this too often, unless you do yoga with me. And then once you feel good, maybe it feels a little achy, just notice. Take a deep breath and start rotating your ankle. So move the bone past the outer edge of your thigh so that you have space to rotate. Right? Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Go in the other direction of the ankle circles. Right? So just subtle here to warm up our feet. Good. Take another breath. And then we'll pause and slowly release your fingers from your toes. Let that leg go long and look at it compared to the left. Right. Maybe you feel spacious. So now let's bend the left knee, bring that knee in, squeeze it in, and then cross it over. Bringing the ankle outside or past the outer edge of your right thigh. And then interlace your fingers with each toe. Really pressing them in there. You can kind of get like in between your finger knuckles, in between those toes. Once you feel good, start to rotate. Good. It's so important for us to stretch our feet and toes. Right? There's like 35 bones in each foot or something like that. Now I'm gonna have to look up those facts exactly. I think there's like 35 bones and like 33 muscles, or there's a lot more muscles in there. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll let you know Monday. Go in the other direction, take a breath. And then release your fingers from your toes, let it go long, right? Look how spread your toes are. Now spread your toes as wide as you can, right? And not only spread them, but reach them up towards the ceiling. Now scrunch your toes as tightly as you can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, spread your toes. Deep breath in, spread, spread, spread. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Another one, big breath. And open. Good. All right, now circle the ankles, move them all around. Other direction. Good. And then we'll swoop those feet off to the side and come onto tabletop position. Curl your toes right away, spread your fingers, push your hips towards your heels. Rest your head heavy through your arms, move a little side to side. So hips to heels, toes tucked underneath you. Tuck those toes back. Yes. Push your body weight towards your heels, move your weight left to right. Spread your fingers wide and start to look at your hands, your foundation, and align your index fingers parallel with each other in the edges of the mat. And then start spiraling the inner creases of your elbows up towards the ceiling, and notice how that opens up your shoulders, right? So you're externally rotating your shoulders here. Now lift your chest up, keeping your shoulders broad, untuck your toes, tap those feet on the floor. Wrists are right under your shoulders, start to drop your belly down, keep rotating your inner creases of your elbows so you're up on tabletop. Inner creases of your elbows rotate forward, shoulders roll back, look all the way up for cow pose. And then as you exhale, round your spine, letting the inner creases of your elbows rotate towards each other, chin to your chest, push into the feet and your knees and shins. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Feeling the sit bone lift, open up the chest, roll the shoulders on your back, look higher. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward like they're trying to touch your chin. And then inhale, drop the belly, keep going. If there's any additional movements that feel good for your body, just do it. Invite it in, right? Move a little left to right if that's what your spine's asking for. Maybe close your eyes and just allow the movements to happen organically. Move with the breath. Relaxing the eyelids and your jaw and tongue. Finding a nice neutral face, soft face. Just feeling the spine, and even imagine the curvature of your spine moving all the way from the tip of the spine where your head is all the way to the tailbone. And then we'll pause, tabletop. Curl your toes again, push your hips back to your heels again, but walk your hands closer to your knees this time. And then rotate your fingers, your right hand, your fingers towards the outer edge of the mat. Plant that hand down, or rotate it to the outer edge of the mat and then to your knee. Plant that whole hand down, palm down, fingers are wide. And then do the same thing with the left hand. So rotating your left fingers towards the left side and trying to get them to point towards your knees. Spread your fingers, push your finger pads into the floor, engage your belly, roll your shoulders back, feel your heart center start to pull forward a little, almost like you're coming into a cow pose, and you like could, right? Even allow yourself to come up and look up. And then round the spine here even. Tucking your tailbone, bringing your chin towards your chest. Feel that press of your wrist down, palms down. Inhale, try to come into this awkward cow. Rolling the outer edges of your shoulders back to try to broaden across the chest. Exhale, tucking your tailbone so you feel that movement in the lower spine, chin all the way to your chest. One more time. Inhale, feeling the belly pull forward, chest pull forward, shoulders back. Exhale again. Good. Now, roll all the way up, peeling your wrists off the floor, palms off the floor, thumbs and fingers. So sit on your heels. Shake out the hands. Shake them out. Shake them out. Bring them above the head. Shake, 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 shake. And then pause. Arms coming forward, palms facing the floor, and then reach those arms forward like you're someone's pulling you forward. But then keep your weight on your heels and then roll the shoulders back and down, broadening across the chest. Thumbs come in, wrap your forefingers around your thumbs and start rotating your wrists, big circles. Full inhale here, full exhale. Try to go in the same direction at the same time. Mindfulness practice. And then go in the other direction here. Notice that the shoulders are trying to squeeze up, so just keep them heavy. Keep your tummy nice and tight with the exhales. Good, one more big breath. And then release those arms. Walk your hands forward, spread your fingers wide, untuck your toes, give the feet a tap. And then index fingers parallel to each other and the outer edges of the mat, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up and back, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Feel the shoulders broaden here and relax the head heavy. Looking to your upper thighs. Squeeze the front ribs in. And then micro bend the knees a little bit here. Right? Almost like you're trying to arch your lower back. Bend the knees a bit so your heels lift. Right? And then feel your tailbone reach up higher, up and back. Good. Nice full round of breath in. Open mouth exhale, heavier head. Now start shifting the body weight to the left and to the right. Left and right. So really just moving your hips, swaying your hips left to right. Good. Beautiful. And then slowly walking your feet closer together, big toes touching. Inhale, lift the right leg up for three-legged dog. Right away, bend the right knee. And then lift that right knee out towards the side and up towards the ceiling. So you're lifting your right hip on top of the left. Back. Open the knee out again. Reach higher up through the kneecap. Separating your legs. Lift that kneecap higher. Press into the right hand. Relax your head. Feel the outer edge of your left hip push towards the right side. You're elongating that right side body. Lift up through the right knee higher. And straighten that right leg, pointing your toes away from you. Exhale, lower that foot to the floor. Take one deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, relax your head. Inhale, left leg up. Nice and strong with that leg, but then bend the knee right away. Feel the kneecaps point out towards the left and then up towards the ceiling. Opening that left hip up. So it's like you're facing your belly to the left side. Lifting the left hip to stack on top of the right. Open, lift it, higher, reach it. Like there's a string on your kneecap pulling up, 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 separating the legs. Press into the left hand, drop that left shoulder more. Feel the outer right hip pull in towards the left side of the mat. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Point your left toes to straighten that leg and then exhale, drop that foot. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Drop to your knees, find a child's pose. Untucking your toes, big toes meet, rest your forehead down and flip the palms up here. Then bend your elbows, bring your palms to touch, walk one elbow forward and the other elbow, and then bring your palms that are touching behind your head. So you're bending those elbows all the way back. And then inching your elbows forward, start to feel and they stretch through the upper traps, behind the upper arms and into the armpits. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale here. And just know that this posture is always here for you to just kind of come down, give the wrist a rest, give the body and the spine a rest, just to settle the heart rate a little bit. Head below our heart has immediate calming effects on our nervous system. And then combined with just 3 deep breaths, before you know it, you'll be a little more relaxed. Now we'll slowly bring those arms forward, plant your palms down. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Pause here, wrists are under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and then extend the right leg back. Right away, swivel that right heel down towards the left side of the mat, planting the bottom of your right foot on the floor. Push now into your hands to feel a stretch on the outer edge of your ankle. Engage that right thigh, right? So activate that leg. Press into your left hand and the left top of your foot and inhale your right arm up, squeezing your glutes and pushing your hips towards the right for side plank. So now we're challenging our balance here by having your left toes on the mat, pointing to your right heel, right? Squeeze your glutes, open up your chest, feeling your chest broaden, the shoulders rolling on the back. Flip the right palm to the front of the mat and then reach forward, extending your side plank. Your gaze can go up here, looking up past that right tricep. Engaging your core as you exhale, right? Feel the front of your ribs pulling in. And then bend your right elbow, bring the back of your hand to the back of your head. press your head, the back of your skull into that hand, and now reach out through the elbow. Take a full breath in. Exhale here. Inhale the right arm up. Good. Now shift your body weight forward. You can opt to scoop this left heel behind you if you want to for a little more stability. We're going to come onto the inner arch of your right foot and then lift that leg up. So you're really testing balance here, keeping that left foot on the mat. If you want to bring it behind you, you can, but you've got to stay rooted into your foundation to keep your balance steady. Now let's bend that right knee. Grab for your foot. Squeeze your ankle into your glute. So you're engaging, you're not engaging it. You're creating a nice quad stretch here. So ankle is trying to touch your glute, and you start to feel the right knee reaching straight back towards the back of the room. So rather than a back bend, hug the front ribs in, create a nice straight spine. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, full breath. Good, another one. Now we're gonna back bend. So push your foot into your hand, feel your chest and hips push forward, and your head pull back, shoulders back. Back bending, opening up the whole front of your body, steady the breath. One more, keeping the balance. Now bring it back to the quad stretch, feeling your spine go straight. After that back bend, control the release, releasing your right hand from the foot, straighten that right leg, right arm comes up, right hand down, keep that right leg floating up, rotating that left foot back onto the mat if it came off, and now your right toes are pointing to the floor. So your hips feel like they're parallel. Point the toes straight back, feeling a stretch through the top of your foot. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bring that knee to your nose, engaging your core, pushing out of your hands, round the spine. Inhale, bring the leg back. Exhale, knee to your nose, pushing out of the floor, bring it all the way forward. Awesome. Inhale, bring it back. Point your toes, reach back, squeeze the glute, lift the leg as high as you can. And then exhale, bend the knee and bring it in. Inhale, straight leg behind you, tabletop with your exhale. Good. Curl the toes if you want to. Sit on your heels. Just shake out your wrists, especially that left one. Take a breath. Smile at how strong you are, how steady and balanced you are. Even if you fell out of it a couple times, just smile. Being humble about the practice. No need to take ourselves so seriously. All right, tabletop. Left leg goes back this time. And I'm just switching my position so that I'm not facing my back to you. From here, slowly, let's go ahead and swivel that heel down towards the right side of the mat. Seeing that your right toes are pointing to that left heel, push the whole bottom of your foot, left foot, into the floor, and press into your hands here too to feel the outer edge of that ankle stretch. Now, press into your foundation. Right hand, maybe even scoot forward a little bit. So right wrist, right knee, ankle, and left ankle are in one line. Slowly lift the left arm up, come into your side plank. Good, left arm up. Engage your core, glutes are tight, pushing towards this right side, left side of the mat now. Good. Flip the left palm forward and extend your side plank, reaching all the way, beautiful. Feel the tailbone lengthen towards that left heel, and your left leg is nice and engaged. So you start to feel the front of your pelvis, that lower pelvis pulling up towards your chest here, broadening the chest. Bend the left elbow, bring your hand to the back of the head. Push the skull into your hand to free your throat. Lift your chin away from your throat. Good. Feel that elbow reach forward, right? Feeling a nice stretch through the trap and armpit. Take a breath. And then slowly release that hand. Lift the arm back up. Good. Come onto the inner arch of your left foot now. Lift that left leg up. Steady the breath to steady the balance. Good. It's okay, Karen. You're doing great, girlfriend. And then bend that left knee. Grab for the foot. Create a quad stretch by pulling that left ankle in towards your left glute and feel your feeling your left knee reaching towards the back of the room. Right? Rolling the shoulders on the back, changing your gaze to wherever feels most comfortable for your stability. Steadying the breath. Quad stretch here, so even that left elbow could bend. That's how close you're pulling this ankle into your glute. Yes. Another deep breath. Now we back bend, pushing that foot into your hand, pressing that foot behind you, feeling your heart and hips push forward, opening up the whole front body, feeling the back of your skull pull back, almost like you're trying to touch your skull to your toes. Yes, another breath. And then slowly come back to the quad stretch, engaging your core to create a straight spine. Mindfully release that left foot, lifting the left arm up. Drop that left hand, but keep the left leg floating. Bringing your right knee and foot back onto the floor or mat. It's already on the floor. Now point those left toes away from you. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to your nose. Pressing out of your hands around the spine. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, bring it back. This time, lift that left leg as high as you can. Push out of your hands, straight arms. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, tabletop. Good, come to sit on your heels. Shake out your right hand and wrist. Shake it out, whatever you want. And then when you're ready, hands down. You can do a couple cat and cows if that feels good for your spine. But ultimately, we'll meet in our downward facing dog. So coming up and back, lifting your hips, relaxing your head through those arms. Shift your hips left to right. Good. So meeting in our downward dog here, we're gonna slowly come to our forward fold. Bending our knees, look at your hands. Take either a big step or slowly walk your feet one at a time. Feet to your hands, all the way. And then feet hip distance, so 2 fists between those big toes. Inhale, hands on your shins, press your chest away from your thighs to grow your spine long in a half forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees a little, let your belly touch your thighs and fold forward. Inhale, let your hands slide up your shins, right under your knees, lifting you halfway up. Exhale, let your hands slide down, forward fold. One more time, inhale, extending your spine out through those hips. Right, half forward fold, exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeper, dropping your hips, engage your belly, and push into your feet to roll to standing. Taking your time, arms are noodles, head is heavy. Stacking your spine, roll the shoulders back, squeeze your glutes, inhale the arms up, press your hips forward. Now lift up through your heart, looking up and reach back. Inhale, come to center, palms meeting, hands to your heart center as you exhale. Take a deep breath in. And release your hands. Inhale, circle them up into your back bend, pushing your hips, lifting your heart, growing tall in the upper body. Inhale to center, open your arms out wide, bend the knees, hips go back, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up, rolling the shoulders on your back. Exhale, plant your hands, step the left foot back, toes down, and then knee down. Keep those left toes curled. Engage your core and inhale both arms all the way up, pressing out of your right foot and those back toes. So you start to feel that left side turn on. Take a full breath and then bend the left elbow, grabbing that elbow with your right hand and pulling that arm behind the head. Now free your throat. So lift your chin parallel to the floor, hug the front of your ribs in, take a breath, and then tilt to your right hand side, stretching the whole left side here into the hip flexor. Take another breath, lift your heart forward. Exhale, tilt. So keep your foundation strong here so much that you could lift that back knee. And if you want more challenge and heat, go for it. Lift that back left leg. Another full breath. And then we'll all drop that left knee down, straightening the spine and arms. Exhale, start sinking into your hips and slowly fold forward. Planting your hands, left hand stays, circle the right arm back and all the way up. Good. Roll both shoulders on the back, take a breath. Exhale, reach your right arm forward, circle it down, back and up. Big inhale. Exhale, forward, down, back and up. And then go in the other direction. Reach the right arm back, down, keep it forward and up. You got it. If you want more heat, lift that back knee. Little head lunge. Good. And then land with that right arm reaching up to the sun. Exhale that right hand down. Inhale your left arm up. So your left knee can still be on the floor here if you want to. More heat, lift the knee. Feel that left side body stretch. Look up towards that left hand if that feels okay for your neck. Take a deep breath. And then release that left hand to the floor. Step the right leg back, downward facing dog, where we'll go. Pause here, adjust, notice the difference between your legs. Take a breath. Open mouth, exhale. Lift your heels, roll your body weight forward into your plank pose. Shifting your shoulders right over your wrists, straight, strong arms, straight, strong legs. First, chaturanga if you want to. Otherwise, do half chaturanga where we shift our weight forward and you can drop your knees first, then lower down. Inhale into your cobra, rolling the shoulders back, elbows in. Exhale, lowering, curling your toes, and we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Another big breath. Sigh it out. Last inhale. Lion's roar, make some noise. And then bend your knees, look at your hands. This time, take a big step forward with your left foot. And that's it. Drop your right knee down to the floor. Keep your right toes curled. Engage your belly. Push into that left foot and your right knee to rise. Pressing away so you feel like you have a 90-degree angle in that left leg. Right away, bend your right elbow. Grab that elbow with your left hand. Relax your shoulders, free your throat. Pressing the back of your head into that forearm. Full inhale. Exhale, tilt over to that left-hand side. Your gaze can go over towards the right if you want to, or it can keep pressing or looking forward with your head pressing into the arm. If you want more heat, lift the knee, right? Activating that leg or keep a little bend to help keep your pelvis neutral. Take another full breath in. And exhale, tilting. Inhale, come up, straight spine. Dropping that knee, if it is up, slowly folding forward. Staying here, right hand down. Circle the left arm all the way back and up, and then forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. One more big loop. And then reverse this rotation, sweeping your left arm forward and up, back and down. Keep your right toes pressing into the floor. You could even lift the knee here if you want a little more. You could also stretch into that right thigh or hip if you want. Good, and then left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Opening up into the right side, feeling that stretch through. Good, full inhale, full exhale here. Rolling both shoulders on your back here, free your chest. Good, another breath. And then right hand comes down, exhale. Left leg steps back, so lift the knee if it's not already. Left leg back, down dog. Stretch the hips, stretch the back, take a breath. Open mouth, exhale. Shift forward to your plank pose. This time I'll talk you through chaturanga. So find a nice strong plank pose, strong legs, strong arms. Feet are hip distance. Shift your body weight forward, so push out of your feet. Inner creases of your elbows rotate forward. So then when you bend your elbows, the bones point back. Take your time, lowering for 3, 2, 1. To the belly. Inhale, cobra or your up dog. Exhale, lowering to your belly or lifting your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Another big breath. Sigh it out, relax the head. Last inhale. Roar if you want, lion's breath. Bend your knees, look at your hands. This time, step your right foot forward, left foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway up, extending the spine long, shoulders on your back. Exhale, fold. Take your time, roll to standing. Feeling your back rounding, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders roll back. Inhale, arms up into a back bend. Exhale, hands to your heart. Full breath here. And release your hands. All right, now we'll come to balance, a little bit of foot health here too. So balancing, we're just gonna take our time to do kind of like a tippy toe chair pose. So feet hip distance. As you inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. So you lift your heels, your arms come up. And then we'll take a breath here. Exhale and just lower back down as your arms come to your hips, hands to hips. Inhale, lift up like you're growing tall. Exhale, lower, slow and mindfully. One more, inhale, push and lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Pause here, hands on your hips, flip your right foot so that the toenails are on the floor, and just move that around, right? Stretch a little bit. Go around in a big circle, flipping those toes around, and then switch sides. So just releasing any grippy stuff out of those feet. And then we'll pause again, coming back into where we were, but now we're gonna add the chair pose part. Okay, inhale, arms come up, toes land, heels lift. Roll the shoulders on the back. Slowly bend your knees, keep your heels lifted as high as you can. Find something ahead of you to stare at to keep your focus as you slowly start to lower. Lowering, lowering, feeling, maybe seeing, but using your mind's eye when those calves are about parallel to the floor and stay. Lift your heels higher. Take a breath. Engage your belly. 2 more here. Lift higher with those heels. 1 more breath. Squeeze your core. Push into your feet all the way to your tippy toes, all the way up, and then heels down, hands by your hips. Woo. Good job. Flip the feet over again, roll it out. Whew. And then the other side. Awesome job. All right, mountain pose, shoulders rolling back, legs are strong. Take a full breath in, full breath out. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg steps back, toes land, foot lands. Warrior 1. Right knee bends, inhale, arms come up. Reaching tall. Sink into the posture, bending into your right knee, moving that foot out towards the right here so your feet are hip distance. Start to lengthen your tailbone low. So you squeeze your right glute, pull the tail low as that front belly is lifting up, front pelvis is pulling up, ribs are tight. Internally rotating that left thigh and bending your right knee more. Pushing into the outer edge of that left foot. So rather than collapsing on your arch, good, take a breath. Open your arms out wide and then interlace your hands behind the back. Clasp your fingers. You can choose to keep your elbows bent here, squeezing those elbows towards each other, or straighten those arms. Inhale into a back bend, lifting your heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Reaching your heart forward. As you're folding forward here, your right hip is moving back. Your left leg stays so strong and active. And then your right belly actually rests on that thigh. Your right shoulder could potentially touch the knee, looking straight down or looking all the way back to your left foot. Feel the right hip track back here. Take a breath, push into the big toe mound. Another big breath, feel your hands lift higher to the ceiling, shoulders peeling away from your neck, heavier head. 1 more breath. Keep your core tight, legs tight, inhale, lift. Release your hands, arms come up. Woo, hands to your heart center. Lift the left heel up, lean your weight forward, bend more into your right knee, bend into the left knee and jet yourself to balance on that right leg, extending the left leg long, warrior 3. Take 1 deep breath. Open mouth exhale here. Now float the left leg forward, balancing on your right foot, right leg. Right away, grab for the ankle, reaching or pulling that ankle behind you. Quad stretch again. If you need a strap, strap is a great option. You're just 6. Have this be accessible, right? So you can loop the foot, pull that strap over your shoulder, right? Staying right here or right hand to your heart. Right arm can come up. Feel the left knee pull in next to the right and feel that knee pull down. So you're stretching the quad. Keep your core tight. Feel that tailbone lengthen. Core's got to be tight to protect your back. Without back bending, hinge at your hips, keeping that left ankle in towards the glute. Feel the left knee reaching back as you tip forward with that right arm reaching forward. The quad stretch, warrior 3 quad stretch. Take a breath. Engage your belly. Micro bending, a little tiny bend in that right knee. So it's like a hydraulic leg. You can even bend, challenge yourself, bend that knee more. Feel the right hip track back. 1 more breath. Engage the belly. Slowly stay here, release the left foot. Extend that left leg long, reach your left arm forward. Take 1 full breath. Exhale, bend the right knee, left toes land back. High lunge, woo! Inhaling, arms up. Beautiful, exhale, fold forward. Right leg floats back, Downward facing dog. Big toes touch, lift the right leg up, bend the right knee and open up that hip. Just like in the beginning of class, but lift up through the kneecap. Separating those legs like you're doing a split. Take a breath. Open mouth, exhale. Right leg goes straight, pointing your toes away from you. Exhale that foot to the floor. Big inhale here. Lion's breath. Another big breath. Open mouth, exhale. Bend both knees, look at your hands. Step both feet forward, or if you want to, hop. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, relax your head. Right away, right leg steps back. Toes land, foot land, separate your feet, hip distance here. Bend the left knee, keep your right leg active. Inhale, arms come up. Relaxing your shoulders, palms face each other. Full breath. Start to engage that right glute. Feel your tailbone lengthen, front pelvis pulling up, shoulders relaxed. Another big breath. And then open your arms out wide, interlacing in the opposite clasp behind the back. Roll the shoulders back, squeezing. Maybe your elbows stay bent. You can always use a strap here. I didn't say that before, but you can. Roll the shoulders back. Full inhale into your back bend, lifting your heart, look up. Exhale, left hip is hinging back. Right hip forward as you slowly fold. Bending that left knee, keep that right leg active. Right, majority of your body weight's forward here, so right leg's gotta be strong. Steady your breath. If you feel teeter-tottery, separate your feet. Left foot opens out to the outer edge of the mat a bit more. Right leg is strong, yes. Engage the belly. One more breath. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Release your hands, arms come up, palms to your heart. Lift the right heel, tip forward. Bend your left knee, bend your right knee, push, even bring your weight back, push out of that foot. Slowly tip yourself onto that left foot as you extend that right leg back. Your torso drops forward. Relax the shoulders on the back. Engage the belly. Warrior three pose, one more breath. Then bend the left knee and bring that right leg forward. Push out of that left leg to keep your balance. Right away, right hand releases, bringing that ankle behind you, grabbing the foot, pulling the ankle, the heel in towards your glute. Right knee comes next to the left. We feel that knee pulled down. But we keep our belly tight, tailbone lengthens. Steady your breath. Another one. Then we tilt. Right knee is energetically pulling down and then reaches back as we slowly start to tip forward. Your left arm can extend forward if you want to. Right? Sometimes you can keep it at your heart if you want. Feel the right hip drop down, hips are parallel to the floor. Feel the left outer hip track back slightly, extending your spine forward out of the hips. Keep that length with your core engaging. Another big breath. Then mindfully release that right foot, both hands either to your heart or reaching forward. Take another breath. Then the left knee bends, dropping your right toes far back, high lunge, so your heel is lifted. Inhale, arms come up, big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg steps back, downward facing dog. Beautiful work, take a breath. Open mouth, exhale. Sigh it out, relax the head. Look left, look right, stretch the neck. Bend your knees even more. Feeling your hips lifting higher up behind you. Right? So having that little bend in the knees, keeping your knees like hydraulic. Your tailbone is lifting up to the back corner of the room. Your ribs are tight. Heels are pulling towards the earth. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Shift forward to your plank. Pause here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, either your knees drop first or slow lower for 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 1, and to the belly. Untuck your toes, bring your hands by your hips, forehead on the floor. Exhale everything out of the body here. And then inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders and chest and arms, and lift your hands and lift your legs. Squeeze your glutes, bring your ankles and your toes together, flare your toes. Every inhale, lift higher. Every exhale, feel the natural ebb and flow here of the breath. Do 3 more. Gaze maybe a little more down so the back of your neck gets longer and feel that line of energy pulling out through the crown of the head. 1 more inhale, lift everything. And exhale, release. Left cheek on the mat or whatever cheek you want. Wag your tail side to side. You can bend your knees, dropping your feet left to right, left to right. Another big breath. And then release your feet. Let's bring your right arm out to a T. Left hand is under your shoulder. Push slowly into this left hand. Roll yourself onto your right side. Lift that left leg and then bend the knee. Drop your foot behind the right thigh and then lift your head. Full breath here into the chest. And as you exhale, just feel that left hip drop back, twisting you here. As you inhale, feel that hip lifting, inflating inside. Exhale, resting in the twist. And this big chest opener. Another big breath. And then roll onto your stomach. Let's switch sides. Left arm out to a T, right hand under your shoulder, pushing you all the way over to your left. Left arm out. Or cactus if you want. Yeah. And then roll onto that left side, bend the right knee, plant that right foot behind your left thigh, letting that knee and hip drop open, relax the head heavy. Good, nice, full breath. Another one. And then roll back onto the stomach, both hands underneath your shoulders. Push back up onto your knees, slowly bring yourself into your child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. Good. One more here. And then engage your core, roll all the way up, sit on your heels, roll the shoulders up and back, extending the spine, lift the arms up, full breath here. Palms meeting above your head and then to your heart center, closing your eyes along the way. Think about your intention, give yourself a smile, take a full breath. And then release your hands. Let's come forward, scoot those legs out to the side. And then scoot yourself forward, hi there. Legs are long, coming into a forward fold. You can use a strap on the bottoms of your feet if you want to. You don't have to. Inhale the arms all the way up with a big breath. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Now, if you can't quite reach your feet, just bend your knees. Lengthen the heart forward as you inhale. So you're pulling your upper back out of your hips and then fold forward, resting your head. You can start inching one hip back and the other hip back if you want to. Good. Feel the outer edges of your feet reach towards your outer shins. Yeah. Full inhale, heart lengthening. Belly engages as you exhale, pulling yourself down. Take one big breath into the back body. Let your head be heavier. And then release your feet, rolling up to sit. Roll the shoulders back. And then scoot yourself forward, feet on the floor. Inhale, arms come up. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, drop down. Sacrum, lower back. Even slower. Controlling this release to your back body. And then bring your knees into your chest right away. Squeeze them, nose to knee. Take a full breath. Exhale, head and shoulders release, and then feet onto the floor. Bridge pose. Press into your feet, lift your hips, tuck your shoulders underneath you one at a time until you can't tuck anymore, and then interlace your fingers, planting that pinky edge of your hands on the earth, pressing like a lever, feeling the front body opening even more than in the beginning of class. Observing the curvature of your spine, how that feels. Glutes are tight, tailbones lengthening towards your knees. Take a deep breath into the belly, ribs, and chest. And then release your hands and exhale to the floor. All the way down. Good. Right knee comes in, left leg goes long, squeeze it. And then twist. Left hand takes that right knee over to the left. Right arm goes out to a T. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften into this twist. Come here, bear. Come here. Good. And then roll on your back. We'll switch sides. Left knee in, right leg long. And then that right hand takes the left knee over, rolling you all the way onto that right hip. Relax the whole right leg, right foot, right ankle. Left arm out to a T. Full breath in. Exhale with ease into this rotation. Couple more. Can you relax your ankles and knees more? Deep inside of your hips. The lower back. And then we'll roll onto our back again, bringing those knees in. Open those knees wide for a half straddle. So palms are on your inner knees, pushing those legs apart and kind of holding them apart, rocking side to side, left to right. You can make this a happy baby if you want to. Bringing your hands down your ankles with the bottoms of your feet parallel to the ceiling. Tailbone pressing down to the floor, shoulder blades rooting down, so your whole spine and back body try to stay flat. Okay, so if you hold onto the outer edges of your feet and your hips are lifting, just loosen the grip. Take another full breath here. Exhale to release. Knees back in. Last chance to give yourself a hug. Nose to your knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take a deep breath. And exhale, release for your final resting pose. And your Shavasana. If you want to bring a blanket under your knees or pillow, whatever, bring anything you want there. Tuck your shoulders under you. Let your feet and ankles be wider than your hips. Swap those feet open. Relax the legs and hips. Eyes to close. And then an open mouth exhale to get the stale air out from inside the body. Seal the lips and breathe in through the nose, filling the belly, ribs into your chest, and the throat, holding the breath in, deepest, fullest breath possible, retaining it, breath retention at your capacity. Sip it up. Open mouth exhale. Let breath naturally come in and out of the body now. And just relax more with every exhale. Relinquishing all effort as you just watch your body dissolve against the support beneath you. Relax your eyelids. Relax the fibers around your eyes. Relax through the cheeks to the bottom jaw, releasing. Relax the muscle of the tongue. And feel the base of your head resting heavily. Feel the shoulders and arms relax through your fingers and thumbs. Observe the curvature of your spine and the weight of your hips. And feel the legs and the ankles and feet just heavily resting. Feeling so relaxed that it's like the muscles are melting over your bones. Body weight pulling in the backside. And so challenge yourself here, and with every exhale, can you relax more? And as you notice the mind drifting and your thinking, make this practice simple and just remind yourself of this next exhale. And relax again. Slowly now begin to deepen your breath. Maybe wriggle fingers and toes, little eyes under the lids. Open your jaw wide, stretching the facial muscles, some ankle circles, swallowing and even rocking your head side to side. And make your way into one long line, full body stretch, legs together, arms reaching to the wall behind you, reaching and stretching and flexing everything in between toes and fingers. Reach, stretch, flex, take a full breath in, and exhale, relax. And then bend your knees and roll over to your side, using that arm as a pillow if that feels good. Rest there for a second and let your exhale just help to drop you in heavily. Remind yourself of your intention here. Let that guide you as you need it to, whenever you need it to. Reminding yourself that you are in control of the thought process as much as it may not seem that way. Your intention setting is very powerful to help keep our mind on a positive track, loving and supportive track. And keep your eyes closed along this journey. Use your sense of touch to push up to a seated position. Tuning into one last sense, tuning into a more heightened sense of touch. Lengthen your spine out of your seat. Feel your heart center shine. Take a nice full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Just observing the beautiful effects of your practice and hard work this morning. And letting the corners of your mouth lift to your ears to give yourself a smile, because you deserve that. And bring our palms together in front of our heart. Slowly rub your palms together, generating heat and energy, and then go faster and faster to feel the heat and energy. Once you feel warmth, bring your warm palms to cup over your closed eyes, barely draping on your face. Observing the darkness come in, maybe lots of light and color beneath the layer of your eyes. And take a full breath in, absorbing heat and energy inside. Exhale, slowly release your hands, tracing your fingers over your face, your cheeks and jaw, resting your palms in front of your heart again. Believe in yourself and do what you are supposed to. Appreciate yourself, enjoy yourself, and love yourself. From my heart to yours, my friends. Namaste. Yay.